Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to, or welcome back to my e-bike adventures. Got a bit of a problem today. So I charged this all up fully last night. I'm going to try a new audio solution, but I've arrived. I'm already an hour away from my home, and essentially this battery seems to be dead, and I didn't bring any spare ones with me because I didn't think this journey was going to be too long. Anyway, my apologies. I've only got the rear facing camera and this camera, so this one is definitely not probably going to pick up very well on my audio once we get going. So yeah, anyway, we're heading back to the forest today, so gonna do a bit of bushcraft, a bit of cookery, and hopefully a little bit of chat and see some wildlife. Anyway, I really need to get going, and again, my apologies. Sorts because
so we've got our lovely little pork chop that is pretty much cooked already, and I'm a bit
taste like home.
Simply, elegantly designed to be as efficient and as safe as
3, 7. Remember, you've got our money back guarantee here.
I don't know if it's going to last a day. Saw that 11 o'clock in the morning the last time. It's going to last longer today, but not much longer, maybe.
Well, unfortunately, the signs aren't good. Homelessness is already up 13% on last year, and it looks set to rise, especially as there's a whole host of changes.
The main difference is the fact that you won't see it here, and we call it hidden homeless because you won't see the guys on the streets. They're very much hidden. They'll be in tents, they'll be sleeping in cars, they'll be sleeping in sheds, garages, barns, basically hidden away because of the public prejudices.
It's hard, but you've got to be hard with it. You've got to go through the winter, the snow, the rain, sleet, and the hassle you get off of people. Yeah. They come out the pubs, throw glasses at you, spit at you.
I'm so sorry.
Pee on you.
I'm so sorry.
They do. They pick you up, but you can have one thing one day and gone the next. And they don't realise that. I'm just as good as anyone else.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I am.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
If I had 3 wishes,
Yes.
a roof over my head, a good job, and happiness.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
only those who sleep rough on the streets, but they represent only a tiny fraction of the homeless figure, don't they?
Absolutely. Those on the streets are just the tip of the iceberg. For example, there are currently 70,000 children living in emergency accommodation, whether that's bed and breakfasts or hostels or refuges. That means 70,000 children are waking up on Christmas Day without a home to call their own.
Right, well, I'm so sorry. One thing after another. But yeah, no point bitching anymore. I'm here, so I'm going to get set up and we'll get this video underway. I'll catch you in a bit. Right, well, chopping up all this wood has pretty much made me quite thirsty. So I think it's time to just sit down for a minute, relax, and make a nice cup of coffee. So let's get this gas on and get this water boiled up. What? What's going on? Has it run out? No, I don't believe it. There's no way. There's gas in there still. No, there's plenty of gas in there. Why is that not lighting properly? Let's try and... Oh, it can't all go wrong today, surely. Well, I don't know what happened there. A glitch in the matrix. Oh, it's hot. But also very much needed. Right, so as you can see, I've got all my wood prepped. So I've got some big bits of wood that I processed. They're going to be on the bottom here. In fact, what I can do now is we'll just, hopefully I've cut them to the right size and they'll all fit in here nicely. Okay, so like that's, I've created a base there, essentially. and a little bit of a wall here, because what I'm going to do with our fire lighter, I'm just going to pull that apart, but when we create a spark, the sparks will probably hit the back here, and then hopefully they'll come into this part here. Now I don't want to pull this completely apart, because this, even though it's natural wood, it does burn very rapidly, whereas when it's tight, it burns for a lot longer. So right, so I've got that. Hopefully we'll get this lit. And I've got here some really thin kindling, which initially I'll put over the top of that. Then I've got some slightly thicker kindling, and then some slightly larger wood to go on top. And generally, as this wood burns down, the hot coals will fall down onto this wood, and this will all catch light as well. So with a bit of luck, that should all be okay. And then obviously what we need a bushcraft knife, and we need a ferro rod. So let's see if we can get this fire lit. Come on. There we go. So as you can see, that catches fire quite rapidly. So we'll put our small kindling over that first. And then we can put on some of this larger stuff. Just pop that over the top. Ideally, you don't really want any of these twigs sticking out, but it's fine for the moment, because we've got our fire mat down to protect the ground, essentially. But as you can see, it doesn't take very long to get a fire underway. But yeah, also, as I said, we don't really need a big fire today, because I'm cooking quite light today. Right, so while the fire's raging away, I'm just going to chop up a couple of onions. I've got one white onion and one red onion. So we're just going to get those chopped. Discard the skins on the fire. that membrane off. Oh, we nearly lost that one, but we're okay, and we can burn this extra on the fire and get rid of that. Right, so let's just chop up the onion. Well, I'm sure my American cousins will love it. Right, next up, just going to put my skillet on there. We'll pop in a bit of oil. Like I said, I didn't really need a big fire today because now I could have made this on my Takana stove, but to be honest, there's nothing quite like, you know, making a little fire, making sure it's safe, making sure your environment's safe. And then just sitting down to have a nice meal out in the middle of the forest. So, I know you're wondering, and maybe this might give it away. And look, these are pre-buttered. And no, I'm not having onion rolls. I'm having hot dogs. No tomato ketchup, no mustard, just hot dogs and fried onions. Let's put one of our hot dogs in our roll. Now I don't know, when you have hot dogs in America, do you have them in buttered rolls as well? Or is it just in a dry roll? And that's essentially why you need to put your sausage in there. I have no idea. But let me know. Oh, got some charred onions, but they're all right. Let's just pop some onion goes over the top. And look at my hot dogs. Maybe not to your liking because there's no sauce on there, but to me, lush. Right, moment of truth. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy my hot dogs and fried onions. Oh, hot dogs. So simple, but really nice. Now, I did have a gentleman just walk past. Who like a lot of people just want to point out that you're not supposed to be having a fire in the forest. Now, yeah, that probably is true. However, even when I pointed out that I've got a fire mat, the fire is off the ground, I've got plenty of water here to put that out should I need to. I've got fire gloves. I'm taking every safety precaution, essentially. I've moved all of the loose stuff that might catch light from away from the fire as well. But yeah, even after showing him everything, you're not allowed to have fires in the woods. You know, okay. And I do understand. But he wasn't, he's not an official. He's just a member of the public. Essentially being a bit of a busybody, really. Because even though I explained, like I said, I explained all my safety precautions, that's all he kept saying to me. You're not allowed to have fires in the woods. Anyway, my fire's nearly out. Because as I said, I didn't really need an awful lot. We could have cooked with the skillet on a Takana stove, but I don't know, you know, there's something so nice about having a little fire, as long as you're safe, mind, you know. Oh, I'm loving these. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat 5. I'm already feeling quite full up just from these 3, actually, I'll be honest. Now, you're probably watching this video and I will be at Silverstone race circuit for the Formula 1. So when you're watching this video on Monday, I will be travelling home from Silverstone on the Monday, and then we go back to well, hopefully a bit more of a normal kind of videos. As you would have seen last week as well, that I went out to look at a lake, and oh, it's lovely. And I spoke to the owner, and he gave me a reasonable rate, so that I can fish, overnight camp, and then have another day's fishing, all for £40, when it should have been £20 per session. So really it should have cost me about £60, but because I'm camping and I'm going to be sleeping, he said as long as I bring my reels in at 7 o'clock in the evening or before, then I can stay the night, and he won't charge me for that. So thank you ever so much, Martello Lakes. We will be coming, and we will be oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups. We will be paying you a visit very shortly, after I get back from Silverstone, essentially. We'll skin it. What we do, bit of fishy, just wipe it clean. And there we have it, ready for the next time we cook. Right, so the last thing I want to show you, our fire pit's pretty much cold now. So, find a stick. Now the ground is particularly quite hard here. So if you do have a spade, then bring a spade, but if not, you should be able to find a stick, and essentially you can dig a little bit of a hole, Now I don't particularly need a big hole, because I haven't burnt a very lot of wood, and essentially that wood is pretty much all gone. So once we've done that, we can get rid of our ash completely. Get our flower blanket, put the last of that in there, and then we're just going to cover that all back over. Now, I would normally pour a bit of water on there, but those coals have essentially all gone out anyway. And then all this, which is what I moved earlier, we're going to put back. And now it's almost like I was never there. Right, well, that's me all packed away again, or almost packed away, for another lovely day out in the forest. Yeah, once again, my apologies for this camera. It was such a shame. I'm so disappointed with myself, essentially, for not making sure that the batteries were fully charged, but I did think last night that they were all done. So yeah, once again, my apologies for that. On a good front, I contacted Cyrusher about my throttle, and I'm pleased to say that they've got a replacement cable set in the post to me. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when I come back from Silverstone, that should have arrived. So hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a difficult job, although it does mean completely rewiring the bike from the controller to the handlebar. So that'll be a first, but yeah, I'll be glad to get the throttle back up and running, essentially. But you know, these things happen, and to be honest, you know, their customer support was great. Yeah, they're just sending me out a completely new cable set, so happy days. Yeah, it's been a nice day. Although the gentleman that did come up to me and state about no fires in the forest, I must admit, I've not seen any signs for that. There is plenty of evidence all around that fires go on in these forests, and I must say, I'm not saying I'm above the law or anything. I've not seen any, as I said, I've not seen any posts, or I've not seen any signs about no fires. However, I'm not disbelieving what he said, but I do wish I had my camera on when he came along, because I'm 95% sure he had a cigarette in his hand, and regardless of whether it's a barbecue, whether it's a fire pit, a cigarette is still a fire. Now, no fires is no fires, and I understand that, but I do wish I'd had my camera on, because yeah, I'm 95% sure he had a cigarette in his hand. So if he did, that's hypocrite 101 coming right at you. Anyway, I haven't let that spoil my day. As I said, you know, my fire was quite small today as well, so just to cook me hot dogs and fry me onions, which were absolutely delicious. So yeah, I'm literally just about to finish off my coffee and sit back and take in this last 10 or 15 minutes or so before I head off home, before the sun starts to set, essentially. So that's going to wrap it up once again for another video. So as I always say, if you like this kind of video, then why not hit that like and subscribe button? And also don't forget, you can hit that bell notification to be notified from YouTube when I upload a video every Monday morning at 6 AM UK time. And I'd just like to say a big thank you to I believe I'm on 260 subscribers. So there's 260 mad people out there who are not out on their bike and watching me. What are you doing? Get out there, go and have your own adventures. Although I do appreciate you coming along and watching mine. But to be honest, it's nice to hear as well from some of you that, and I've seen pictures as well of some of your own adventures. So, and I know full well that my videos have encouraged some of you to get out there and do a bit more. And that means so much to me. That means so much. So thanks again to everyone that's subscribed, just watched and hasn't subscribed. All the likes, all the comments. Honestly, I couldn't thank you enough. So until next week, that about wraps it up from me. So ride safe, take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.